Welcome. Welcome back and welcome home, my love beings. Welcome home, my super rock star seeds. My name is Melissa and I will be your multi-density cosmic tour guide today. We are going to talk a little bit about going down the rabbit hole and a little bit of divine new earth magic. So we're going to go ahead and start by pulling a card from the Dr. Emoto Water Crystal Oracle. So as you remember, Dr. Emoto, his life's work was to test and understand the molecular structure of frequency. And through water, if you say a word and the word intention in the water under a microscope, the crystalline body forms a particular kind of crystalline form with a particular word. And that is sort of an indication on what we can know about the next level: earth, air, fire, water, and ether, how it works to manifest, create, and be part of holding a particular frequency, state of being, condition in humanity, in ourselves, to manifest what we want in good ways, positives. So let's pull a card and see if there's a theme to start with, and then we'll talk about going down the rabbit hole. Okay, we're going to start with this one, winter, which is in the earth element, winter. So when you say the particular word winter, this is the crystalline body that forms in water. And I think this is a really good one to start with, because in the awakenings, in the theme of what's going on right now, we are, most of us at least, are in kind of a winter mode. I've been saying I'm in the meantime mode for the last 6 years. In the winter mode in some ways. Not that I haven't been working and changing and growing and studying a whole lot and doing everything I'm supposed to, but in that winter mode I've been quiet and waiting and watching the last phases of that last cycle era as we continue to awaken in this ascension journey. So again, in the ascension journey, what do you want to take with you? What can you take with you? It'll be purified, Christed form, crystalline form, and that's the only thing that can go into these higher 5, 6, 7, 8, 9D realities that make heaven on earth. So, in your winter meantime mode, what are you working on? What are you doing to move forward? What are you studying? What's your deal? And for me, it has been, how do I look in the mirror and remember who I am, as well as remember what self-child inner work to do. And I think most of us are at that point. We need a little bit of rest as the templates and the archetypes and the roles and the pieces and the addictions are stripped out of us step by step. It's an arduous process and transformation. And in that, we remember our true divine magic, which is if we hold the purified, Christed, divine masculine and feminine union in ourselves, anything's possible. Winter. And in winter, that season, it's cold here in the northern, it's cold and sometimes quieter. Sometimes the sun goes down really, really early and it's, nighttime is longer. It's just a different vibration and frequency than the other seasons. So what can we do in our winter mode, in our meantime, to focus, continue to go forward in our destined paths and aligning in our truth and our sacred union inside? What can we do? Well, I would suggest that a little bit of rest and a little bit of meditation and a little bit of cleansing, clearing, continuing to work on that shadow work. But the main thing I would suggest would be hold what you want. Pray for what you want. Work on what you want, as all of our layers are coming out of that inverted matrix, and the inverted matrix is crumbling, that upside down. It's just blowing all the bits. And the divine intervention is happening in many ways. And what can you hold or focus on that you want in the highest good for all? Happiness, joy, freedom, fulfillment, the end of all suffering and fear and separation. Love, connection, companionship, soul tribe recognition. And some of those things are the things that we can do in our downtimes, our evenings, our mornings, our winter season inside. So again, I'm going to show the crystalline body of the molecular cellular structure under a microscope of the word winter. Let's see, the other one that popped out is spirit, and the top, that's a power frequency, spirit. So everything about who we are, remembering who we are, comes from great spirit, which would be our spark, our image, true image of God, not this physical, dense, distorted mind, body, spirit, soul form that we've been carrying around, and that's been really distorted, wounded, traumatized. Those things are, again, being cleansed and cleared, and we could call it like fragmented soul retrievals. Have been going on for decades for all of us, so that we can come back home in wholeness and connect with spirit and bring in our higher selves in this physical, dense world as we ascend past this simulated reality that we've been living in that sucks and hurts and is just really based on lower, dark, fallen designs of separation and fear and anything that'll hurt you, anything that'll take away anything that you love. So pulling this card shows me that this is indeed like just a really good confirmation about regaining our power, our authority, our sovereignty in these days, in our Christed selves, our Christed energy. Many of us have been working really hard and dove down to the deepest, darkest shadows that humanity has ever experienced and unplugged those. And we brought back those pieces and came back up into our wholeness, bringing our higher selves into our physical form here on earth, bringing our spirit into our soul, connecting in our divine blueprint, regaining our power. So spirit, if you say spirit, this is the crystalline body form that forms in the water. Can you feel it? So as we possibly are in winter season in our own paths, our own processes, our own transformations, in at least some days we can expect to really, whatever path you're on, you can do it differently. Whatever words you use, whatever belief systems you have, you can do it differently. But we can expect to be connecting with spirit and moving forward out of the rabbit hole and out of the lower matrix. So with that, I want to say, over the many years, many people have asked me about like going down the rabbit hole in conspiracy theories and dark magicians and ritual cult groups in my hometown and dark people, who's entities. And I'll just start by saying, so I kind of feel like people have been like body snatched, and there's dark things talking through them sometimes. Remember, demons demonize, so it's usually, if they're pointing at you, demonizing you, it's probably them, and their mirror needs to be scrubbed down and checked off the list. But to me, what I'm saying is that if it seems evident that no one is catching on and that the people are being body snatched and becoming narcissistic and crazy, and what they promised to do, they never even meant to do it. It just feels like there's energies that are separating the ones that chose, like the stretching and expansion out of quarantine that we're doing, out of humanity's coming out of quarantine. So the stretching and extending and coming back, and the stretching and extending and coming back, that's bringing us back into perfect divine order, harmony, perfect balance in that Christed template of who we are. All layers, my body, spirit, soul. To me, it's 144,000 main bandwidth frequency pieces that move into others as well. So many layers are being cleared. Many layers have been cleared. And we're stretching, and whoever chose the light in one area, and that reality is forming and being created around them, and the others that chose a different timeline, different place, or on a different path totally, are being stretched out, placed in the two different earths. So our new earth is where all the light beings chose and are going to wake up to the understanding and realizations that they are there, and that we, as Christed beings, light workers, empaths, healers, really get to be free and create home together that brings the cosmic heart connected with the cosmos, the image of God, all in perfect divine order. And down the rabbit hole, it's always like a human characteristic to want to know why, how this happened, how could this be. Some of the things down the rabbit hole will never make sense. Some of the actions of other people will never make sense. Like, I was thinking about this because I was shocked to find, even remember or recognize even more of things that had been done against me secretly in the dark, underhandedly, in connecting the dots to the people. And someone admitted here in Sedona all kinds of stuff that they had been doing to me for years on purpose, then blaming me for it, laughing gleefully, and connected with other people, perhaps from hometown, perhaps from home spaces, and really twisting and admitted that they had done energy manipulation and things like that. I would always recommend against that. Whatever your path is, whether you are magical, mystical, religious, tall, short, thick, thin, cultures, backgrounds, whatever, I honor and respect and see those things in all. But I always recommend staying in your lane. If you veer out of your lane, you can not only harm and damage others, which is against the laws of the universe, which are against the laws of the magical, mystical, everything, and will mess up, entangle, and wound other people, which was being done on purpose, probably to you, to me, to those people. And the truth is that we are not us and them. We are I am that I am, one. And I don't mean New World Order where we all think the same and are slaves to the machine. We should just go watch The Wall, the Pink Floyd movie, and listen to the whole album, because then it'll give us all the answers we need. A little Pink Floyd and a little love. Those are all the answers we need. But if you go out of your lane, if you think you know what others should be, if you think you know what others' karmas are, if you think you know what others deserve, you're veering out of your lane. And if you are asked and you're in a position of being a spiritual teacher, psychic medium, healer, you must be responsible and hold integrity and love. Otherwise, you will mess yourself up, and all of us who are in these positions have tripped ourselves. Yes, we have. And it hurts and it sucks and it's not funny, but all of us have trained and been here, done this ascension thing in other times, places, templates, layers, and lifetimes. And we came here for this. And you, that describes you. You came here for this. And whatever role you are to play in that Christed truth as you become more free and come home, you will naturally never, ever, ever be in anyone else's lane, energies, or anything else. So those who were designed or running programs to pull down the light beings and keep them from awakening or ascending, harm them, traumatize them, those people or circumstances are being pushed further and further away from you. And as you stay in your own lane, your Christed divine magic will become very, very unmistakable, and you will know and be guided in your heart and soul what is right and what is right for you. And the main thing, the overall main thing, doesn't have anything to do with anyone else. It has to do with you. And the main thing is the creation manifestation of the new earth energy. Because we are breaking out of the old. That's our divine magic, that Christed divine blueprint to the beginning. Let there be light. So I know I've been saying something similar to this all along, but this is the time where we get to really open our eyes and continue to awaken to our true power within, which is pure light, and it is only in balance and connected with spirit, the great spirit, the image of God. And we are bringing that into us and in our reality. New world energies, new world frequencies. And if you look at the way that Dr. Emoto realized that the frequencies of just saying a word or having a picture of a word written can bring the frequency into the water, which is, liquid form. It's a little bit harder in the physical, more dense energies around us, like the wall. You can work on it. You can do it. but it brings that crystalline body, which we're all working on, aligning in ourselves, our crystalline bodies in the water. And we are, 90% water. So I remember years ago, my friend and I, like she and her husband came to see me, and we went to Arkansas because one of my favorite places is Eureka Springs, Arkansas. And we just went around and we touched all the springs. So there are natural springs there and waters around, lakes, huge lakes, Ozarks, not Ozark. No, not Ozark. The TV show, the Netflix show, although I really liked it, and it did remind me, all those characters reminded me of everyone from my hometown. So when my friend came to visit me, we met in Arkansas, and so her husband is just all about water and fishing and cool outdoor stuff. And we were like, bye. And we got rid of him. And we went around and we touched the beautiful arts and the color of Eureka Springs and the grooviness, and they own a crystal shop. So we have so much in common, and we touch the earth and the rocks, and in that area in particular, there's the biggest crystal deposit in the entire planet is there. So a little bit of Atlantis, a little bit of Lemuria, and not a little bit, I mean a lot, are being activated through there, and the memories and the knowledge and the wisdom. And what we did is we went to some of the different springs and looked at the lake and looked at the beautiful downtown, and had just a blast. It was over too fast. But we were talking about both of us in those years, 2 or 3 years, both of us had been working on praying, clearing, cleansing, cleaning the waters. And that would be all the way down to the molecular structure and frequency of water on the planet and in ourselves. So we are working on the earth element and the spirit element now as humanity. It's humanity's era to come back into divine order and balance in that Christed divine blueprint. That was so much fun. Guess who got to move to Arkansas and I didn't? My friend that I was there with. That's the first time she'd ever been. And now she lives there. So I'm a little bit jealous, but I get to go visit soon, and the continuing of the downloads will continue to free us and bring us back up out of that rabbit hole, which is entanglements and distortions and conspiracy theories. Some are true, but we are also unplugging the conspiracy theories out of our reality because we don't want a trickstery, dark, alien, demon, dark, gross, nasty, scary existence in our reality anymore. So many of the light workers, thank you very much for all of you who have been doing your shadow work and looking within, and over been willing to keep connecting all of us to the purity and truth of that Christed energy, past all the templates that have been distorted, inverted, past all of the things that are grabbing us out of the upside down, trying to kill us. Thank you for cleansing and clearing and shutting down those pieces and being willing to do your purposes and paths. You are the strongest beings in the universe. You are the super rock star seeds. You're the super rock star divine magicians. You just are. And I thank you for being you. This continues. And guess what? Now you get to be more free in your everyday life as the light continues to hold us and keep us in that stable crystalline body, the plasma body, which would be our spirit, connecting our higher selves, coming in our mind, body, spirit, soul form in purity, that Christed energy. It's real. It's happening. It's real. And the other things about the rabbit hole, like I know that that's tempting, and I can't tell you, I'm an overthinker, and my north node is Aquarius, and I super analyze things sometimes quietly. Usually everyone thinks I'm not very smart, so I'm like, okay, I'll just watch. And I perceive things energetically. So that's why sometimes I'm a little bit seen as a little bit weird or easy to take advantage of or all kinds of things. But the truth is, out of the rabbit hole, out of the upside down, out of the inverted matrix, it has been a tool for me to learn and grow in. So I'm really excited because I'm seeing us more quickly learn how to disengage with whatever we're trying to figure out in the rabbit hole. Why didn't so-and-so treat me better? Or why didn't this circumstance? Or why didn't a human being with morals and ethics and care, run our countries or be the leaders. So whatever it is that we overthink and we just we hit a wall, and it just feels like we have to go down the rabbit hole and wonder why it's so dark, why the circumstances are so harmful. Those pieces we get to uncoil from, or unplugging from those things. And we will always investigate all the mysteries of this world and wonder if the Bigfoots are real, which, by the way, they are multidimensional. So, of course, they're real. Where do you think Chewbacca came from? I always say that on all the videos. And we will be able to disengage and unplug and cleanse and clear and erase any, if it's true, any dark entities, aliens, shadow organizations, industries, those hooks and cords to all of humanity, in particular people who have gone through the most. And so those pieces of the rabbit hole, those horrifying, vile, dark pieces of the rabbit hole, perhaps conspiracy theories, perhaps things that have been unexplained and just damaged humanity, just wounded us in different ways, are going to be explained as well as shut down, so that our magic is like joyous, fun, plenty for everyone. I know I say this over and over, but when the scripture says, Jesus said, you will perform miracles much greater than this when you start catching on and wake up. When it's your ascension time, you will move mountains, you will heal the sick, you will cast out demons. And remember, if you are pointing at another person, calling them dark, which is a bad choice, because we all got distortion, and there's all distorted. It's almost like the house of mirrors. We all have distortions. And if you have caused harm by accusing or doing things to other people, that's really, this time period is the time where it's coming back. So I wouldn't do any weird magic against someone else. And these bindings are coming off in the, mirrored, then the carnival or the mirrored fun house, which is creepy and not fun. All the shards and mirrors in the different ways are being pulled back into divine order, so it won't be reflecting against each other, causing disillusionment or illusions. It'll be in pure divine order so that you can recognize your true self in the mirrors of your reality. And again, those conspiracy theories or those things that have harmed people, alien abductions. I remember several people over the years, and especially since I'm a hypnotherapist, working on alien abduction and doing the alien abduction suffering, pain, and energies that have been imprinted in them. They didn't ask, they didn't consent, it's not their fault. And pulling that out of their subconscious and their energy layers, because that's what we do. And I remember the boyfriend telling me over and over that the part of his family had been abducted by aliens, and the family was just didn't care about those people that were affected or afflicted. And the story goes way further down the rabbit hole than that for that crew. But any story that you have, or any narrative that those people have, or any narrative that anyone has about each other that is so distorted that it causes harm, and engagement in harm will be disconnected, and that's back into the rabbit hole. You know what we can do? Sometimes, not always, but sometimes we can, shove the dirt and the rocks back into the rabbit hole and say, no thank you, and we'll shut down any of those distorted pieces that are coming grabbing at us that usually just try not to let us go. How's that? And when you look in the mirror of you, only in your lane, then you see that true alchemy and that Christed energy in you that gives you permission in you for the highest good, doing the highest good and manifesting, creating, and helping the world, the new earth, build like Dr. Emoto did and showed us how to do with the frequency of words, building the crystalline body. And we can go further. The frequency of words, thoughts, intentions can help build the crystalline body, the light grid, and hold the light grid and the structures, the architecture of our new earth. And that means, even though it sounds really new agey and airy fairy, it means with the Christed energy, we build the walls and the electrical systems and the systems and the whole planet. We reseed and reconnect in that Christed energy and build the world and its layers in that pure Christed energy for all of our daily lives and existences to be in balance, order, harmony, and alignment with all that is pure divine light. The state of love exists there like we've never known. The state of harmony exists there like we've never known. The state of joy and freedom and happiness exists there more than we ever know. And it's not like the Stepford Wives movies. Let's shove that back in the rabbit hole. It is like the natural state of being of who we were always meant to be, our higher selves know. And I'm going to pull one more Dr. Emoto card to see if there's anything else that can help us find our true divinity this week and the next days and weeks to come. I'm feeling that there's a lot of people that really do have divine counterparts and soul tribes and soul families that they have not met in person. And remember, with that clarity, with that Christed energy, the telepathy, the knowing, the understanding, the downloads can come in. So let's just send a shout out to our soul tribes and soul families and of pure divine light, highest intention only. And we send them a telepathic message that we love them. We don't know you, some of you, we know some of you, and don't talk to you, we know some of you, and you are right next to us in our days sometimes. But if we know you or don't, if you are in spirit and we're in physical, we ask for the telepathic message and frequency of hugs and heartfelt, heart-centered truth, happiness, freedom, just love, and remind all of your soul tribe, my soul tribe, our soul families, our twin flames, our soulmates, and we love you so much and respect you and truly, truly wish just happiness and fulfillment and blessings and the best, highest good for each and every one of you. And we send a big thanks and gratitude and some more hugs and smooches out and through the ethers to lend support and nourishment in whatever ways are best for each of our soul tribes and soul families all around the world and in spirit all around the universe. Well, there you go. You want to know what the rabbit hole tried to teach us, or the inverted matrix tried to teach us, or the designs of the darkness tried to teach us, or the devil tried to take from us? And that was our soul. And our remembrance that our soul is connected. Remember all the years through all the 60s and the 70s, there was the understanding that we had like a silver cord in this density, this lifetime, this incarnation, and others, all the others, we've had silver cords to our higher selves, our spark of God, our Godhead in ourselves, and our soul is connected to that. Our souls have just been battered and beaten, and especially in this awakening time, the losses and the casualties and the pain and the fear has been just beyond words. And what we are regaining is our balance, wholeness, happiness, healthiness in our soul that's clear and connected in our Christed energy with source, wisdom. In these last months and the last years, actually, we've had downloads with a lot of wisdom. This will continue in the days and weeks and months ahead. So it'll be magical, mystical all the way. So the soul, if you say soul, this is what the crystalline body looks like. Look at it. Looks like a cool snowflake. Soul. What you're receiving, loved ones, what you're receiving is more clear wisdom and knowledge and truth as, again, how things are clear. I know I oversay it. I know I sound airy-fairy sometimes, but the divine truth is that your wisdom that you're receiving is becoming more clear and more clear. And some of you might even realize, oh my gosh, I see my purpose and I didn't realize it. and you're regaining your gifts, abilities, talents, passions, remembering what makes you happy when we forgot before because we were too busy trying to go to work and pay the bills and take care of things and take care of other people and things like that. But that soul remembrance, and as your soul, mind, body, spirit, soul forms, come back into that perfect divine order, perfect balance, beyond all templates or beyond all anything except pure light, highest good. That wisdom and knowledge will just be beaming out of you, and in your truth, you will always know what to do. You're safe, and we are connected to each other in that harmony, and we will be able to understand how to build this world and remember how to stay in our happiness. This is like a rebirth. Redo. Reboot. I'm going to pull one more card from, let's do the Starseed Oracle. And you know I love this lady that does these, Rebecca Campbell. Starseed Oracle. See if there's anything that can help us on our journey out of the rabbit hole. I'm not saying we won't be interested in how things work and things like that, but to be dragged in and fragmented and shoved into caves down in the rabbit hole is not what we want anymore. I mean, not that we ever wanted it. We didn't consent to that either. But those times are over, and those soul retrievals will continue per each person. And we're being held in just balance, honor, and nourishment as we come out of the rabbit hole. And yes, by the way, some of the conspiracy theories are true, but we don't want them to be. And so we are not going to let the old archetypes of the distorted masculine and feminine and dark beings, the leaders that are gross and misused power throughout history, to stay implanted in our forms. And so we step out of those as well. So the misuses of power. And you know what? That brings us also, some of your soul flames, twin souls, twin flames are in spirit. Some are incarnate in bodies, and some are not the initial ones that we found. So there could have been what we would call a false twin flame or a dark soul, soulless one. And they actually were on our path, and that was the right thing. And now, as we come back out of the rabbit hole, we might be able to really hear the divinity in the person. They might come back fully changed, or chose the light, or whatever they went through. Or you might meet a new person that is you recognize your twin soul in, or you can always talk to your twin soul in spirit. This couldn't be a better one that I pulled out. So the Pleiadians, this is talking about the Pleiadians in particular, Elohim, different layers of the multi-dimensions and the multi-dimensional star beings of purity. The Christed ones they're talking about the 7 star sisters who helped seed and create the fabric of humanity in this earth reality that was really distorted by dark beings. So the Pleiadian 7 sisters were not here creating bad, evils, Satans, devils, demons, darkness, suffering, pain, disease, losses, grief. They did bring the template into being of the Garden of Eden of the Adamic race. It was messed up a couple of times, and it is being corrected. So birthing a reality, that's what we're doing with this new earth energy and this era. And we're rebuilding the tapestry of life, expression, birthing creations. Couldn't be better. Anyone that's been targeted in any way by human beings or unseen forces, the dark forces, just know that those were sent against you because you should take it as a compliment, eh? Because you're the light. And those will be dissipating in the days, weeks, months to come. This I know. Let there be light. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. Hope this was helpful, and I hope your divine magic and your divinity is expanding and freeing in happiness, healthiness, wholeness, and the highest good for each and every one of you. Thank you for the likes, shares, and subscribes. And if anyone wants an appointment, a session, a reading, a past life regression, a tour, just let me know. The information is in the box below and the web pages. Thank you all so much.